Hi everyone, my name is Meg and I'm from Master for AI and this is part 2. In part 1, we actually covered what Claude is actually about. We actually learned how to actually start a conversation and what model we use for which task. So if you haven't watched that one yet, click the link here, go see that one first and then come back. So today we're going to do two things. First, we're going to learn how to describe our guest to Claude so it writes like it actually knows your property. And secondly, how to write marketing copy that changes with the seasons instead of sitting the same all year round. So, ready to go? Let's get into it. Okay, so here's something that trips up a lot of new users. So once you open Claude, you type something like write an Instagram caption for my hotel. And then you send it out, right? Easy and fast. And the result, it's all right. And it's fine. And see, they even ask you what kind of vibe do you want. So you can easily choose like I want luxurious, elegant, cozy, warm, fun, and playful. Let's go for fun and playful because Matchbox was actually quite a fun colored, and it was supposed to give off a playful vibe, welcoming backpackers from all over the world, right? So here you go. Bed hair, don't care, room service before 9 a.m. Say less. Book your bliss now. Link in bio. And if you look at the next one, warning may cause extreme relaxation, spontaneous naps, and an unwillingness to leave. Kind of cool, right? But guess what? It could belong to any hotel. Doesn't say anything about you, doesn't specify anything about Matchbox. Honestly, it could apply to Hotel 1, Hotel 2, Hotel 3, and Matchbox 1, Matchbox 2, Matchbox 3. So anyone who reads it just sounds like anyone else, right? Sounds like some beach hotel since there's a beach emoji over here. But see, Claude is not capable, right? It's not because Claude is bad, that's why it came out like that. It's because of the prompt and it doesn't know anything about your property at all. If you notice, what we have done is we've just entered into Claude and we didn't tell them anything about us, right? I didn't even tell them my name, right? So it doesn't know anything at all. So how do you fix this? Very simple. Before you ask for anything, tell Claude who who your guest is. And once you do that, everything you generate afterward sounds like your brand and certainly not a generic template. So, how do you build a guest persona? So, let's build what I will call a property profile. Just a short block of information you give to Claude at the start of every conversation so it has context for everything after. So here's a very simple version that you can copy and adjust for your own property. I'll put it in the description below so that you can just copy and paste it, right? So if you have a look, I'm also going to copy and paste it. So basically, if you see over here, it says your property name, ask you for your property type, and then ask you for your location, ask you for your brand personality. 3 or 4 honest words is what you will use, and what's your target guess, and words to avoid. Okay, have a look here. I'm going to put in my hostel. Last time doesn't exist anymore, guys, but yeah, so this is what I would have done. Again, I wish we would have had this last time. So, what's the property type? So, it's a flash packer hostel. Location. So, I'll give you a tip for the location. You can actually write to Claude in a separate chat. Just tell Claude, give them the description about where it is, what it has, what's the history. So, I'm going to show you something. Last time Matchbox was in Anxiang Road, Chinatown. And you can write history. And let's just see what it is. So you see here it originates from a nutmeg and coal plantation named Scotts Hill, later became the residential and commercial estate of a wealthy Hokkien merchant called Chia An Siang. That's the name, An Siang Road, right? So you can kind of copy this and you can paste it here. And we can say it's in Singapore's Chinatown. Brand personality, 3 or 4 honest words, not sales words, right? So I would have described Matchbox as a place that is fun. It's a place where you meet people. Really, we really encourage people to come about to meet. So it's very sociable. And I would say because of the colors and how we had positioned it, we wanted it to be affordable and comfortable and chill. Target guess. I'm gonna be lame here and put flashpacker. I'm gonna Google. It's just not share the wrong thing. So it's an independent traveler who uses the flexible go anywhere mindset of a backpacker but travels with a higher budget to afford more comfort, better technology, and time saving conveniences. Yeah. So my target audience are flashbackers. So what's to avoid? I would avoid luxury. Certainly not a luxury place. I would also avoid plush for sure. And let's go. So, 2 of these fields actually matter more than the rest. So, let's slow down on them. But let's just churn it out first. Okay, so let's have a look at what it churned out, right? So, option one, shop house walls, backpack sprawl. Nice ring to that rhyme. So Matchbox is where old Chinatown meets new friends, bunks that don't suck, a location that puts you right in the middle of the good stuff. An Siang Road has seen 150 years of hustle. Now it's got you. So people can tell I'm at An Siang Road, I'm in the middle of old Chinatown, and you kind of can tell that it's a sociable place, right? Because it tells you to meet new friends. A bit more like Matchbox, I feel. Option three, not fancy, just really, really fun. Matchbox sits on the street with more stories than you've got playlist songs. Clan houses, exactly where we are in. Remittance letters, a whole neighborhood worth of hustle. Now, it's your home base for exploring Singapore without breaking the bank. Absolutely, where we were very affordable and yet comfortable and yeah, so this is exactly it, right? You want something to describe you, specifically you. So this is what I'm talking about. But you know what? Let's go back again to what we had to do just now. If you have a look here, we had property name, property type, location, brand personality, target guess, and words to avoid, right? So 2 of these fields actually matter more than the rest. So the first one I want to highlight, location. Why location? Location is where people actually rush, and it's a mistake. So as you saw just now, I actually went onto Google, did a quick search, and copied everything I know about my location. So just typing your city into Claude is almost nothing useful. Do what I did, give it texture instead. Tell them what's nearby, what the neighborhood feels like, what guests actually notice when they arrive. Claude can't see or smell the place, so you only have words to describe it. Yeah. And the next one is target guess. So if you have a look over here, target guess is the most important field in the entire whole profile. Ask most hotel owners who their guess is. And generally, or rather 99.999%, everyone will say, everyone. Yeah. And you're like, everyone? Couples, families, business travelers, anyone? Really? Matchbox, the concept hostel, would certainly not be suitable for families or children. Families, yes, maybe the older kids or the your 20 kids with their parents, probably, but certainly not for kids. It's not a place for kids, and I don't recommend it at all. Yeah, so when you think about it from your guest side, if you write for everyone, you end up writing for no one, right? So think about it. If they are scrolling through dozens of options online on booking.com, agoda.com, generic copy, the kind that could belong to any one of those properties, doesn't make them stop at all. What makes them stop is copy that feels like it is written specifically for them. You actually want to call out to them and say, like, look, I'm looking for you. And it makes them feel special, right? So that is exactly what a clear guest description gives you. So instead of couples and families, try something like couples in their 30s, couples who want a quiet weekend from the city, couples who care more about a good breakfast than a pool. That's a real person. So Claude can write for a real person. It certainly can't write for everyone. And once you have written your profile, paste it into Claude at the start of a new conversation and then send it. Then ask for what you actually need: captions, email, a listing description. Everything Claude gives you afterward will pull from that context automatically. So now, from persona to practice. So quick example, say your target guest is couple celebrating a special occasion who wants privacy and don't want a packed schedule. Once that's in your profile, ask Claude to write a caption, an email, or a listing description, and it will naturally lean into words like quiet, unhurried, private, because that's who you told it you are writing for. You don't have to specify tone every single time because it's already baked in. Now let's talk about seasons then. Most properties write one description and leave it up for years. But think about why someone books in December versus June or March versus September. It's usually not the same reason. Somebody booking your busiest season wants the classic experience everyone talks about. And someone booking your quietest season is often looking for value or fewer crowds, or something to tell people about afterward. If your copy says the same thing all year, it's only ever speaking to one of those people at a time. So here's how to fix that with one prompt. After your property profile is loaded into Claude, try something like this. So say, write three versions of my opening description, one for each season. So you're gonna have three seasons, right? Peak season, and describe what makes this time special at your property. For example, peak season usually is when the property will be the most crowded, but it will have tons of fun, we'll have tons of events. For example, let's say Christmas is coming. We'll have Christmas parties, carols leading up to Christmas season. So this is the time where you will just describe exactly what makes it special for your property. Yeah. And then you have shoulder season. Describe the trade-off guests get, like fewer crowds but better value because low demand, low prices, or bigger discounts. And maybe you can have even more different things. For example, last time for shoulder seasons like us, we actually invited a yoga teacher to come in to have yoga lessons for the people that's in there. That was kind of value that you will be giving, right? And then third one will be low season. Describe what's different and why it could still appeal to the right guest. Maybe low because it could be quiet. You want to come here for like a silent retreat. I don't know, and maybe you just want to have like peace. Not so many people. I myself, I'm a traveler that don't like to be overwhelmed. Truth be told, yeah. So keep each version under 80 words and make each one speak to the guest who is most likely to book during that specific season. Now, what you'll get back are three short paragraphs, each written for a different mindset. Your peak season guest wants reassurance that they're getting the best version for the experience. Your shoulder season guest wants to know why they're getting similar quantity without the crowd. Your low season guest wants a story, something that makes the off season feel like a choice, not a compromise. And the point isn't to write three completely different properties. It's the same brand, same voice, just speaking to a different reason for booking. So swap these into your listing or website at the start of each season, and your copy stays relevant to whoever is actually looking today, not whoever who was looking for 6 months ago. So, to recap, build a short property profile once with special attention to how you describe your guest and your location. Paste that into any new Claude conversation before you ask for content. Then, instead of writing one description and forgetting about it, create seasonal version so your copy keeps talking to whoever is booking right now. Now, both of these take a little upfront thinking, but once they're set up, every piece of content you generate afterwards gets easier and more accurate. So take some time to do this. So that's guest personas and seasonal campaigns. And in part three, we'll cover two more essentials: how to use Claude to read through guest reviews and spot patterns at scale, and how to set up a simple, repeatable workflow so you're not starting from scratch every time you sit down to write. Now, if this was useful, subscribe so you don't miss it. Leave a comment with a question about your own property, and I'll try to work it into a future video.